Sarah sat by the window, watching raindrops slide down the glass. Her trembling hands held an old unfinished letter from her late mother, written years before her passing. 3 years had passed since she lost her mother, yet the pain felt fresh. She had kept the letter hidden away, never finding the courage to read it until today. "My dearest Sarah," the letter began. The ink was slightly smudged as if tears had fallen onto the paper. Her mother had written this with love and sorrow. Her mother had always been her greatest supporter, guiding her through life. Now, she was gone, leaving Sarah feeling lost, uncertain of how to move forward. She traced the words gently with her fingers, her heart aching with regret. There were so many things left unsaid, so many moments they would never share again. "I know life is unfair," the letter continued. "But remember, my love, you are stronger than you believe. Never let grief steal the light within your heart." Tears welled up in Sarah's eyes. For years she had blamed herself, wondering if she could have done something, anything to change what had happened. Then, the words struck deep. "Do not carry guilt, my child. You did everything you could, and I was always proud of you. You were my greatest joy." She covered her mouth, sobbing. Even in death, her mother knew the weight she carried. Somehow, she had left behind the comfort Sarah needed most. "Live fully," the letter urged. "Do not let sorrow chain you. Chase your dreams, laugh freely, and love deeply. That is how you honor those you have lost." Sarah realized how much she had let grief consume her. She had forgotten how to live, how to embrace happiness, as if doing so would mean forgetting her mother. Near the bottom of the page her breath caught. The last sentence remained unfinished. The ink trailed off, leaving only an empty space where words should be. What had her mother wanted to say? Had she run out of time? Or had she already written everything Sarah needed to hear, even if the letter remained incomplete? Sarah carefully folded the letter and placed it in a small wooden box. Alongside it she kept old photos and small trinkets, memories of her mother's love. Wiping her tears, she inhaled deeply. For the first time in years, she felt lighter. The burden of grief loosened, replaced by the warmth of her mother's words. Stepping outside, she let the raindrops kiss her skin. It was time to move forward, carrying her mother's love with her, rather than only the sorrow of loss. Grief would never fully fade, but it no longer had to define her. She would honor her mother not by mourning forever, but by living the life she had been given. With one last glance at the sky, Sarah smiled softly. The letter might have been unfinished, but her own story was not, and she was finally ready to write it. Grief is painful, but love remains. Those we lose would not want us to live in sorrow forever. The best way to honor them is to live with love and purpose.